California, California, AATLMIA, all reminds me of California, cause there's no place like California, California,
New York, Texas, Midwest, it all reminds me of California, cause there's no place like California, California,
I got some out in Dallas, now I'm smelling like LA. Met a from Miami to the Machiavelli. Left the kids on the belly, left the vid on my celly. She ate like spaghetti, I'm hitting gas and Andretti. Met some killers in Memphis, like they from Oakland. Give me my flowers while I can smell them. Ain't talking about roses, literally I'm lean. Mix it like a bought it in Nashville. Then I woke up in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's sun, California, but nothing like Compton. It's more like Calistoga and it's hot as Arizona. I pop me up Fresno, hard colder than Minnesota in October. Don't interrupt, darling, I'm in the zone. Why does everywhere I go just remind me of home? You know that state of gold with the bed. Them other places come close, but they don't compare. Now I've been in New York, come on, Texas, yeah, Midwest, and it all reminds me of California, cause there's no place like California.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is Madden 17 on EA Sports. In today's matchup, passing may be at a premium, at least for one side. The Jets are top 10 at defending the pass. They'll be going up against the Cowboys, who will need to solve that secondary. With that, we'll send it over to Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis. They've got the call in this Week 5 matchup.
All right, Larry, thanks. We are across the Hudson from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Today, we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Jets. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Bryant, the lone receiver, left. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And his first pass is incomplete. Dez Bryant, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down. This offensive unit today, they're going to need Dez.
A full combo plate. Size, speed, toughness, not to mention incredible aggressiveness going and getting the football.
Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with third and still 7 yards to go. And the defense for New York.
Leonard Williams was one of the top draft picks coming out of USC, and he's done nothing to diminish the comparisons people make of past greats.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He completes it to Bryant. And that one good for 16 yards and a first. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot. And they connected there and picked up a first down.
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
And when you're trying to set up a counter play, it's what a lot of people call an influence play. You're really hoping those defensive linemen are really agile that day. If they stayed out late the night before the game, they're not moving as fast, it's a lousy call because that means...
And he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. 12 yards on the pickup. And it's first down, New York.
Well, how many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice gain. The evaluation process in today's NFL does not take into account as much bulk as it does speed, and that's what we're seeing with the linebacker position. Those guys that can run, they can play at any spot because they can make plays on the opposite side of the line of scrimmage.
Back to throw here. Forced out to his left. His throw incomplete. And the Buffet boys, the O-line, hopefully they're ready today.
Listen, you got to feed them first. But if you do, you usually get a great product out on the field. And when they play well, the quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And the catch made here by Sharon Peak. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a fourth down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep down his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. So the opening drive for him here on their home turf results in a field goal.
Now that's the way you want to get things started. Your stadium, your crowd, you've got the ball, put points on the board first, and let everyone start to celebrate.
Following the field goal on is Locke Edwards to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line. Now the Cowboys offense heads back onto the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's third down.
Well, that was well defended, and as a cornerback, what you're taught when you see a wide receiver screen, either you get underneath the play before the blocking forms.
Now here's a timeout defensively. Defensive timeout called by the Jets. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Well, they've gone backwards so far in this series. 3rd and 13. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Going to throw right side here. Complete. And he's brought down after a good gain. These guys told us, these guys being the coaches, they wanted to really stretch the field, get the ball down deep. They were able to do that here.
And you know when you stretch the field, you often leave guys in one-on-one situations, and that allows your better athletes to go up and get the football. I love the preparation that they put into this. They made it a priority, and they got what they expected.
A first down carry by Elliott. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
The reason that counter or misdirection plays work so well is that usually you've given them a reason to think that everything's going to the direction that starts initially. You've run that type of a play throughout the game. You've given them that look. And now you're going to counter things and bring it back the other way. Almost a tendency breaker at times. And a lot of it is making sure that you have an illusion, almost like a magician. Look over here, but the play is actually happening over there, and that's where a running back's vision comes into play. See the hole in a place where people don't expect and get there with some speed. And that's exactly what he did on that play.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Bryant with a catch right side. 7 yards to pick up on the pitch and catch.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
So they complete the pass, and now they face a second down. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Now back to the ground with Elliott. And just a couple yards there down to the 17. A bunch of Jets, their whole gang of them flying to the football to make the stop.
Sometimes play calls boil down to philosophy. You know you're facing one of the top 10 units against the run in the NFL. So do you decide to keep smashing against them, or do you decide to throw the ball here?
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Leonard Williams in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that'll lead to a 4th down. And this is just outside the right upright. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is. So it's a sloppy beginning for them. An interception on their opening drive, and now a missed field goal here on drive number 2.
Doesn't feel like they've shown up yet. It's been a very flat start. And against a team like this, you just can't let that happen.
Cuts it out to the sideline. And all the way down to the 10-yard line. Big yardage that time for the Jets. 59 yards. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. Trying to turn the corner, but they string him out and stop him at the line of scrimmage. No gain, and it's 2nd down. With Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin with you. It's the Jets in possession. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Malik Collins able to get in there and drop him for a 2-yard loss.
So they were stopped trying to run the ball on 1st down. Now they take a sack on 2nd down. The offensive coordinator's got to find a way to flip the script on the defensive coordinator because right now the defense has the advantage.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it. Incomplete.
Partner, how many times have you heard it? Pressure creates diamonds, right? But it also bursts pipes. And on that one, that's what they got. They got after him, and he was fortunate just to get rid of it.
Yeah, he just had to chuck it away. And Sturgis able to knock it through, and that will add 3 more to their lead. It pushes it up to 6. So that scores now on their first 2 possessions, but it's 6-0. Probably not the kind of scores they were hoping for.
No, not at all, but I think that they've shown that they can have some success against this defense. So they'll go back to the sideline knowing the points are going to be there for the taking.
The Cowboys offense heading back out and ready to go again. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. Well, let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
Now it's 2nd and 7. They go to Elliott again. And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. That's going to be a 6-yard gain. It leaves him with 3rd down and just a yard to go.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turn around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a game. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
He loses 5 full yards to bring up 4th. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Returnable here from the 38. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield across the 45. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Jets will have a short field to work with as they take over 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. He's got time in the pocket. That's caught inside the 20. He got 29 yards that time. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you're probably going to have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there.
Watch it now. All right, here we go. Green, 39.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he is going to lose yardage here. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
There's so many times during camp and practice that you get bored as a player doing regular drills. But how about that shed and skate drill right there by the linebacker? You do it each and every day. Get the blocker away and get into the backfield and make a big-time tackle. That's what we just saw.
Dancing to his left. He may try and run for this. It'll be a gain of 4. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Well, partner, nothing comes open here, so he decides to escape out of there, and he doesn't pick up a 1st down, but he does gain additional yardage to set up a possible field goal attempt if they decide to go that route.
And Sturgis able to knock it through, and that will make our score 9-0. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
Not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though this offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able.
And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And I think he was able to get back on it. He was. So they will get the ball after all, but that could have been a disaster. And now here come the Cowboys. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a 1st down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that tells you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
When Leonard Williams was picked in the 2015 NFL Draft, I compared him to Merlin Olsen. And I got a lot of grief about it. Did you just see that play there? Did you see how he made that move and made that tackle? That was Merlin Olsen-esque.
Yeah, I just perked up when you said Merlin Olsen.
Yeah, a lot of people said, hey, that's too much, too far, and maybe it is early, but I think this guy has a chance of fulfilling that.
The Jets will bring in a nickel set as they try to stop this 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. Deep drop. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and then just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
And they'll be set up with great field position as this is going to be touchdown right at the 40-yard line. The Jets offense now works their way back onto the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Complete. Richardson has it. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Give him 13 on the pickup there. And that leads to a New York 1st down. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. We'll come back to MetLife Stadium after this short timeout. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking But the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together.
Watch it now. Here we go. Watch it now. All right, now. Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down. They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. A handoff as they run the counter play. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Jets find a way to stretch their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Now after the touchdown, it's Lachlan Edwards to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 yards with a new rule as he's taken down right at the 20-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk is a big decision here.
They go play action here on 1st down. Finding time. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, I guess we just discovered that someone is certainly not going to sit back and just take it in this game, huh?
No, they were trying to get that touchdown back in one shot.
One shot, trying to help out his defense and let the other team know they were coming after him.
2nd down here after the incomplete pass. Shift together here from the D-line. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Quick hitter here, it's complete. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
So the offense dealing with a 3rd and 6. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
He's been a busy man here in this 1st half as he gets it away. Fielded at the 33. Nearly a huge return, as it is still a very good one. 24 yards. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Steps away to his left. And he'll just chuck this one up into row G. It's incomplete. They got pressure there and only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there, but realizing if that's the type of pressure he can get in the entire game, then his pass defense is going to be excellent. You're dropping 8. Where are you going to go with the football?
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Now they go screen. It's complete. A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's 3rd down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down.
No, check, Patriot, B-19.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He gets it here to Peak. They find some open field here. 17 yards is the pickup there for number 17. First down coming there on the intermediate passing play. That's been a point of emphasis, they told us in practice, using those medium routes to keep the defense off balance.
And it wasn't just them telling us. We got to watch them practice it and work on it because they've been trying to fine-tune it and get it right before this game. And I think they have to be happy with the result.
So a good kick there, and they finish off the drive with 3.
And that should be the goal for an offense. Finish each drive with points. So that's a nice job there to come away with at least something.
And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken. Jeez, they don't even want to let their guys get a drink of water. All right, 3rd quarter, let's get to it. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. And New York set to take the field. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Defense in a good spot. Let's see how the offense responds with a 2nd and 13 now. Now this time he'll look to throw. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
No, check, Patriot.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he's got Pete. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
Did you see that route the way that I did? I thought he was trying to get deep.
Yeah, that wasn't the first option.
No, it came off of that guy, the deep guy, and came underneath on the drag. Completed it very well.
They come out here in the eye. Play clock winding down. And he'll give it here to his running back. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. A look at the offense now here coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. But it's soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Left side complete, Safarian Jenkins. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
They'll set up to throw. Caught, Safarian Jenkins, right side. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter.
All right, now, look at 56. Look at 56. All right, now, no. Check. Patrick.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's going to get it inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Partner, I think there's a lesson there. Some days you're just having a really tough time, and for the defense, today has been that day. But after that play, what do you learn? You can still make plays even when the other guy's having success against you.
1 receiver left, 2 to the right. Back to throw. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And here he'll get it down to the 7. He'll get a couple yards on that one, and it'll be 4th down. So here's the kicker, Caleb Sturgis, on to try the field goal. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And Sturgis able to knock it through, and that will extend their lead even further. So yet another field goal to end a drive. That has been a very common theme. He's now hit 5 of them in this game.
Yeah, Brandon, as an offense, you hate that you've had to call on your kicker so often, but you have to love the fact that time and time again, he's come through.
Now it's Lucky Whitehead on the return. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
They'll drop to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from it. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
So the offense puts the ball on the ground, but they pick it back up. Now they face a 3rd down. They'll look to throw here. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And this is caught at the 20. And he'll be down deep into Jet territory. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Darren Lee in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field, down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back and try and take you out of that.
Bryant with a catch right side. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down. Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. So completion on second down, that brings up third. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Muscles him off. He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And to the 12. That's where it stops. The return is halted at the 12-yard line. And New York set to take the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Super toe. Oftentimes when a guy has a game like this, he's going to take his offensive line out to dinner afterwards. But after a play like that, he may tell them, instead of getting the steaks, guys, we might have to go for the hot dogs.
Green 39! Green 39! Watch it now, Barney!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Call it no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13.
And there's a nice stop for the defense. They've had a tough time containing this guy all game long, but maybe they can build a little bit off of that play, a little bit of confidence, a little bit of momentum. Yeah, every now and then you can actually tackle that guy.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Cowboy defense has a touchdown.
Now, that was a beautiful play. A pick six. How would you punctuate something like that, partner?
What do you mean, with an exclamation mark?
Exclamation mark, a big word. What would you do with that?
Ampersand?
I like it.
He'll drop to throw. And they turn the pick 6 into a pick 8 with that 2-point conversion.
I love how you upsell. That is outstanding right there. What a big-time play. Big switch in how this game was going, and then they capitalized with a little bit on top.
Fielded about a yard deep. The Jets offensive unit ready to get going here. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. They'll look to throw. He completes it to Peak. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
They completed the screen on the perimeter, but boy, that was textbook defense. Exactly as you're taught to play against a wide receiver screen, and they snuffed it out for a loss of yardage.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. Here's Lachlan Edwards now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays. And you don't get many opportunities to dial them up. And they just did. And they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, That's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? Give them 11 on the gain there, and it'll be a Dallas first down.
Well, so much for him being bottled up throughout the day. Finally finds a way to break through and get a really nice gain. The defense had felt great about what they had going. Now they've got to turn their attention to getting it back in that direction. Can they bottle him up again? Because I'd say after that run, confidence is pretty high for him.
They keep on the ground with Elliott. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Couple of Jets there in on the stop.
Tough day. Tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here.
Let's go! Let's go!
Back to throw. Bryant has it. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. And now it's a 3rd and 4 situation for the offense. Bryant, the lone receiver, left. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
Back to throw now on first down. Drops it underneath to Elliott. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a gain of 14 there. And the Cowboys are going to get a first down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. They'll look to throw here on first down. Surveying the field. Looking left side. He's got it. Complete. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Back to throw again. And he can't hang on. That's definitely going to be one he wishes he had back. Incomplete in the end zone.
Help me out, partner. Was that incomplete?
That was on a deep ball to Dez.
And that's a surprise. The way he attacks the football in the air, it's always surprising to me when he doesn't complete a pass like that.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Being chased out left. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. And 12 yards that time and picking up the first.
When they watch film of this game and hand out the grade sheets, he's going to really like getting a double plus on this play. Why? He scrambles and picks up a first down. But what else does he do? Protects himself by sliding and avoiding the big hit. Double plus, big time play.
So the offense has it 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Only 3 there on the screen. It's 2nd down.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short gain.
Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
And a really long drive here, and it goes on and on. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Flush to his right. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock.
And that was a nice play. He knocked it away, but obviously you want the interception in this situation. You want to take away any chance that they have any decision to make on 4th down. But things happen so quickly in the end zone in this compressed area of the field that you're just happy to knock it away and not allow a touchdown.
Back to throw. And that will be incomplete. They were going for a consolation TD, but it was not to be. And time has run out now on this game. And Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for the Jets, their strong September has carried over to October as they move to 5-0. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Washington Redskins. Meanwhile, for Dallas, the loss will move them back to 3-2 on the year. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Philly to face off with the Eagles. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Jets as we say so long from MetLife Stadium.